Hey everybody, welcome back to another drawing tutorial. Today we have a Monsterverse drawing. We're going to be doing Muto versus Godzilla. So Godzilla on this side, Muto on this side. Is it Muto? Yeah, Muto on this side. So I am on landscape orientation paper. Use a pencil and an eraser. And hit pause if I go too fast. When I move my hand, just hit the pause button and make it easier for yourself. So, we'll start with the main man Godzilla first on this side, okay? So we're going to start with this sort of, his square sort of nose, right? So, just here, center point of my page, just above, sort of halfway, we're going to do Godzilla's sort of nose, right? So, let's go out. Like so first, and then we'll bring it down, and then eventually it becomes sort of teeth down here. So he's got like a bit of a gum line, so like a bumping sort of line down this way, right? And teeth all stick down from here. Right down here, and then at the top, so we'll have like his nostril just sticking out there. Okay. So then up at the top, up here somewhere. So we'll go back, and then we have his frown and sort of the lines on his face, right? So we've got like these sort of, what would you call them, fish-like lines on his face, right? So it kind of starts like that. So this then curve back up this way, right, like so. And his eye is going to be in up here somewhere, but he's got like this sort of frowning sort of section just above his eye, like a frown line here. This like curves over where his eye is and back to the back of his head, right? And eventually, you know, you'll meet sort of spikes and stuff back up here, and then we go back down the front. So then, in under this sort of frowning area, we will have his eye, right? So his eye is relatively small, so it's like in there. And you could have like some more bumps and scales and stuff all on this brow area as well. And then his eye, so he's got like kind of a lizard-like eye. So it's like, we'll give him a lizard-like eye anyway. I don't know if it is actually round or not in the movie. And then we have some like texture lines and eye lines and stuff coming around it. And then we have some more of those lines around his eye here. If you want, you can thicken up this. Another one of these lines goes back up to the top of his head up here. And like some more sort of wrinkles and textures and stuff. So then this curves up sort of, and this eventually will join like a layer going back down the back of his neck. And then we have some more of these sorts of lines coming around his mouth here. Again, sorts of texture and stuff on him. This like joins like a line on the side of his nose. Sort of here. Just like the side of his nose there. Maybe like another sort of skin line. Like further sorts of frown lines and bumps and stuff coming up the top of his head here. So this all comes down. So, right, so and then this comes up on the side of his face. And here we've got like spikes. That, right, so we'll do his teeth and his bottom jaw. That's kind of his top jaw. And if you want, you know, you can add like loads of texture as much as you want, like bumps and scales and lots of dots and things, making him look sort of bumpy and more like a reptile. Right, so then the teeth down here. So we got like lots of little sort of teeth, right? So it comes, his teeth aren't too big relative to the size of him. And then, so his bottom jaw will connect to here, right? So the teeth sort of stop kind of about here, I'd say, and then the bottom jaw will come down. So open wide. And again, we'll have like a bumpy sort of gum line coming down there. And we connect his jaws together with this piece of skin sort of thing. Coming down here. And this has some lines on it. Like so, right? And then his bottom jaw, or his chin, just here. Around the bottom, up like so, and then it will go around the back, just here, into his mouth here. Smooth up some of these lines. Right, so then his teeth along the bottom, so we've got like lots of small teeth again. And his tongue just sticks out here. Bring it back back in. And then we can see some of the teeth coming around the bottom of his mouth, like the roof of his mouth back here. Back in this way. So this is just like the roof of his mouth here. And then the side of his mouth on the other side of his face, just there. You should be able to see maybe some teeth along the other side here as well. And again, so we can add some texture coming along this mouth of his, bumps coming along the top and bottom of his gums and his lip, wrinkles and stuff. So usually these sort of main lines, if you darken them up, you know, make them sort of more shadowy, it can sort of help them stand out a little bit more. So like the likes of his jaw, like, and stuff like that. If you just add some thickness to the line. Right, so his neck, so it kind of goes, it just flies back sort of this way, right? So it's kind of bumpy because he's got like all scales and things on it, and some spikes and stuff, and like some stuff coming back this way. And he has 3 layers of spike, right? So like we've got like a spiking section coming down here, and this one kind of disappears a little bit, but then there's another one coming down this way, right? So I'll just sketch a line in lightly first, right? And these, right, so on the top, say, so we've got like sort of spiking scale sort of section like this. So I'll just add a general line coming down, and then each one of these will be a spike like this. And then we have like this sort of spiking stuff coming down here, right? And these sort of get smaller as we go down. So just these sort of spikes. And eventually these ones kind of fade away, right? But we'll just add some sort of 3-dimensionality to them, so making them look kind of like pyramids, I guess, or, you know, just adding that sort of line along the edge of them, right? And then we have same sort of thing down here. So these ones get gradually sort of smaller and disappear. Right, but these ones start small and get big, right? So we start small here. At least that's what it looks like to me anyway. So we just start to sort of make them really big. So, right, and then we have sort of lines that connect each one of these, right? So they sort of go down like this in between. So these sorts of texture lines and stuff. Right, sort of like this, and then you can have like texture lines on them, more or less, depending on how you feel. Right, and then at the back here we have those larger spikes, right? So like these gnarly sort of ones that are like, I don't know, fins or something, like real big. They just start here. And there is sort of a different sort of wavy patterns and things on them, going all the way around, right? Kind of look like fire or something coming around here. Like so, right? So that's the back of his neck, done. So the front of his neck then, here just coming out from his chin, right? So comes out, say, here. And this again has like bumpy armor, right? But we'll draw the main shape, right? So it just comes down this way, like so. And then we have layers of armor, right? So we've got like a jawline or something that goes that way. And again, you can have scales and bumps and things coming down this way, texture and stuff. More spikes and as much of that as you want, really. It doesn't have to be. Lots of these lines just in here. And you got gills coming down this side. So, but we'll do the armor first. So the armor sort of curves down like so. And let's say, so yeah, this is the front. So it comes, yeah, just down, keeps going down, right? So at the front of his chest. Like so. It seems to like go up underneath each one. It's like skin. Like that, and that can have sort of texture lines like this going up. Right, so maybe like one more and some armor coming around here. Right, so then we have gills on the side of his face. So these kind of like come out and around here. So, and they're kind of bumpy along the bottom. Like this. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is where most of that blue stuff seems to be when he's using his nuclear breath. So just adding texture on him now. Just trying to make him look a bit fishy, a bit like gills. more wrinkles and things on his skin and stuff. Right, so how are we doing? Getting there. So more bumps and stuff coming down like so. Right, so front of his chest. I'm just moving images here now. So front of his chest is going to sort of bump down this way, right? So sort of go in here. And this can have sort of scales and stuff on it as well. And then this seems to have like some turtle shell like armor on his belly. Sort of here. Like thick turtle shell armor. Has all texture on it. Like that, and maybe like a line just for the center of his chest here, and then like all of his pectoral muscles and stuff comes down this way, and then some more goes back this way, and then his shoulder for this arm goes up and around here, like so. And then we just add some more skin lines and texture lines just coming around the shoulder here. Sorry now if you can hear my children playing in the hall. They're very loud. So his shoulder is just this round curved line just here. And then this can have some like scales and bumps and things. Sort of fish-like sort of scales. On his shoulder. And then more like wrinkles and stuff coming around. Like so, and that basically is Godzilla. I think maybe we can see a little bit of his hand sort of, or his other arm sticking out there, but that's basically it. And I'll just smoothen up some of these main lines then. Right, but I think that'll have to do. It's not bad. You can add as much texture and stuff and wrinkles on his skin as you want, really. It doesn't have to be sort of. But I think I'll leave it like that and I'll go over and we'll start Muto. So, right, so Muto, just beside Godzilla's head, right here. Okay, so he's got that pointy beak on top of his head. So we've got like right beside Godzilla's face right here. So we're going to start with this V-like shape right here, okay? So it goes a V just here. And then the back of his head will go pretty flat. It's got slight bumps on it, but you know, it's pretty flat. And it comes back to there. And then we've got like a wavy line that kind of comes back this way along his snout. Or is it a female? I think it's the female Muto. Like so, right? And the eye is just like this big red line that sort of glows, right? And it goes back into the back of the head, like all the way back here. So it starts real skinny in here, and then it gets wider just there, and then it gets like skinny back here again. Right, so this is just like a big red line for the eye. Right, so then the mouth. So basically the mouth is like loads of teeth just here. Small little teeth. And then we have like some more lines that kind of come back this way. Like so. Then we have some more small teeth just here. And then the side of the mouth will come down like so, right? And the inside of the mouth here, so maybe some teeth, but the inside curves down. And then we seem to have like more teeth along the side. And then a bit of a tongue, I think, sticking out. Hard to make it here. Bit of a tongue. Without a tongue anyway, even if there isn't one. Just there, right? And this then at the bottom, so we've got some more sort of spiking. So that's the tongue area. And then back this way, we got like some teeth here. Spikes along the side of the face, and then this goes up. There's all lines inside here and texture and lots of this stuff. Right, so then down at the bottom of the tongue we have another sort of line for the mouth here that goes up to another triangular spiking bottom jaw. There's like a couple of spikes on it, I think. Like so. And then this bottom jaw will go around up this way. Like so. And then this will go diagonal that way. And then we curve it around, bring it in here. And then there's like texture and wrinkles and stuff all on this. And I think the back side of the jaw will go up like into here. And again, all textures and things. More wrinkles. Seems to be like an edge line or something there. Corner line there. And then some more lines along the bottom. Right, like that. So then we have like this armor that joins, and then like a big hand and a shoulder. So the rest of his head will fly off back the back of the page this way, and then like here, like this sort of bumping sort of ridge. This is a ridge here as well. Right, like that. And then we have an armor plate that comes out from here. Comes in towards the jaw, back down, into here. down underneath, and then goes back in underneath into there. And this has all sorts of texture lines on it, and maybe like another smaller one. Here. This is all armor now. Like so. And again, sometimes if you thicken up the jaw lines and shadow lines and stuff, it just makes them look like they stand out a little bit more. So just thickening up these lines helps the main shapes. It's line weights, adding sort of line weights and shadows and stuff like this. Right, so then his body, right? So his body will sort of bump coming down this way. And this has all armor and stuff on it as well. So you can see kind of the center line for the chest. There'll be some armor that will eventually go up underneath the shoulder. So the shoulder sort of goes back this way. Right, and this will have like all sorts of texture lines and stuff on them. Like that, and then we have a big shoulder in here. So kind of comes around like this and then down this way. This has an inside line here, and the arm comes down that way, and then this goes up, around, down into there. And this comes down, around into there. And then we have another edge line just here, and this can have like cracks and looks like bone and stuff, and there's some like texture lines coming down this way as well. So this armor then will go all into here, like so, coming around. And then his like other arm or something here. So a little tentacle arm sort of here. This is the big one. And then there's a big one at the front and then two small ones in the middle. So let's try and get so we've got like one here, okay, coming out, little tentacle. Well, they're not little, they're like the size of buildings, but comes out like so, horizontal, right? And then down to there. It sort of like curls around to here, and then comes back up like so, and down into here, and this goes in behind then another one. So this one like comes out from here. So this is like his arm, that's the other arm. There, and then this one goes down like so. Down off my page. Of course, if you have more room, you could fit more of that in. And then, so it goes up this way. Round into there. And then maybe some of the big one comes down this way. And if you want, you can add like texture lines on this. And maybe the inside of that arm should be there. And then we have a big arm, like a really big arm then at the front. So it's going to go down to there. And then goes into his chest armor in here somewhere. So there. And then out the front this way. So this is like a real big one. Comes out there. The elbow there. Up and down to there. And then this arm comes down this way. Down like so. And if you want, you can add lots of texture on these arms. So you just add texture as you go. Sorry now if you can hear noise in the background. So we just keep adding as much of that texture on the arms as you want. Right. But I think that's basically Muto. And now you can just like thicken up some of your edge lines. If you want to just add a bit of extra line weights to the outside lines. I like to add extra line weight anyway to the outside edge lines. I don't know why, it makes like the lines pop a bit more on the outside, and then your texture lines on the inside then look like a little bit smaller and stuff. So it just helps, I think, especially if you're inking. Right. Right, but I think I'll leave it there. That basically is how to draw Muto versus Godzilla. Hope it was helpful, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.